just if you can kind of give like a few top questions that we should be asking ourselves to find the one. What are those questions that we should ask if you were to choose, I don't know, a handful of questions?
Well, okay. First of all, let's start with something that I think is very obvious, but I think especially young people, they don't, I'm myself included, don't really think about too much, is kids. Okay?
Mm-hmm.
Obviously, if one of you wants kids and the other doesn't, I mean, it's not going to work out.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's
so,
a deal breaker.
Yeah.
It is, and it should
True.
be.
Yeah.
What else?
That's a deal breaker, definitely. What else? I think that, you know, differences in big differences in trait conscientiousness and specifically in orderliness. Orderliness is, you know, a subcategory under conscientiousness. It also can lead to trouble, because let's say you're very orderly, okay? That means that your threshold to mess is very low, right? If your threshold for mess is significantly lower than your partner's, that means you are always going to be irritated first by disorder in the house. That means you're going to clean much more than them, and you're going to might feel taken advantage of, maybe. It depends on other things as well, but it's going to irritate you. And also, I mean, for the other person, it's not going to be very pleasant as well, because they're going to be constantly scolded and criticized for their mess. So I think this is something to take into account.
It's important. And one last tip, one last question, if you can think of.
Yes, one and another question. So staying with the Big Five model of this, of the traits, I think also on the spectrum of openness to extraversion and introversion. If there is too wide of a gap, that also could be a problem, because
what do you mean?
yes. So an extroverted person is a person who is rejuvenated by social interaction. They need people around them in order to feel vibrant. And introverted people are exactly the opposite. They might be okay with occasional social interactions, but they are depleted by social interactions. In order to rejuvenate themselves, they need to be at home with themselves. And so if you're too much apart from one another in this spectrum, then it's going to be very hard for you to actually find social activities that you can both like and enjoy.
So you think it's not going to balance?
Yes, I mean, obviously we don't have enough time, maybe on another time, but in general, I think that the concept of opposites attract, it might be true, but it's not. I don't think it's such a very good predictor of long-term relationship success.